me, when I was growing up, there weren't really any books that I came across that had South Asian culture in them or a South Asian main character. And it felt really important to create something that South Asian children could see themselves in, but also that could act as a window to people who are not of South Asian background, something that they can read to kind of enrich their understanding of what our culture is about, but also that it's not the point of the story. It's there. My first series, Anisha, and with this series, Pia, they're both of South Asian background, but that's not, it's not forced in any way. It's kind of just incidental. It's there. It's part of who they are. And that was really important to me. And also that it reflects the lives of young people. And I guess I've kind of, without really meaning to, I've just sort of written what I know, and just tried to keep it as natural as possible. So, I've written about family gatherings and how chaotic those can be. And in the past, I've written about family weddings and, holidays and road trips and all of those things that kind of make the building blocks of our lives, I suppose. And I've just tried to keep it as kind of as natural and as real as I can, but also adding that element of humour. And hopefully that comes across. And it's really interesting when I do book events, what you were saying earlier about kind of families enjoying these books together. Quite often I get parents or grandparents or aunties or uncles coming up to me at events and they say, we wish these books had been around when we were growing up, or it's so nice to be able to share that with their children or with the young people in their lives. And it, kind of opens up conversations about the culture. So yeah, it's hugely important to me when I'm writing. I think, well, obviously young people are very curious, they're very inquisitive. I think the kind of the age group that these books are aimed at, they love reading, they are enthusiastic about it, and they want to know more. And so it seemed a no-brainer really to kind of include some pet facts, some kind of further information. And then, I hope if children are really interested in a particular species of pet, they might go off and do their own bit of research. And yeah, I do a lot of school events. I go all over the country doing school events, and it's always really interesting to hear the children's ideas about story writing and about, how they would write a story. So I do mystery plotting with them. I write animal stories with them. We come up with ideas, and I'm always blown away by the kind of the limitless nature of children's minds. They'll go anywhere. They don't stop themselves. They don't limit where their story can go, and that always makes me feel really inspired. So I have in the past tackled not racism as such, but kind of the way we treat each other, and a sense of community and of being accepting of everybody, and also of giving each other second chance, that everyone deserves a second chance, and those sorts of things, and the ways that children interact with each other, and how sometimes, they can make a mistake, or they can do something or say something and then later regret it. So I try and deal with it in a very kind of gentle but humorous way, and sort of tackle it that way rather than sort of dictating, because I think, young readers, they don't want to be dictated to. They're very intelligent. And so, it's trying to keep that balance of getting across a positive message, but also not dictating or talking down to readers.